It's the Remain Seated podcast. Hello, children.
Hi.
Mom.
Mom. That's not how Festus said it when he was a baby. How did you say it?
Mom. I really had to emphasize because you wouldn't come into my room if I didn't really drag it out. You know?
Because you wouldn't get out of bed unless you were invited, which sounds like I beat you, but I didn't.
Yeah. I would lay there with my hands folded like I was praying over my chest, and I would look up, Mom, and I would do that for hours until you almost killed me.
Speaking of praying, we're going to talk about Jesus in this episode of the Remain Seated podcast.
Woohoo.
We're going to recap our trip. Jonesie and I went to Florida.
And that would make anyone want to find Jesus.
To visit you, my dear sailor son.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my first, well, both of our first, trip out, pandemic travel-wise, getting on a plane and...
You haven't been in an airport since 2019?
No.
Right? Not at all.
18? Where?
No, 2019. Okay. Which is so weird because we got a whole new airport in Salt Lake in the interim. So
yeah, it doesn't look the same at all. They got a lot of. Isn't it cool? Before you left though, I told you about it. Like they had a lot of cool artwork and sculptures in the restaurants. And
We didn't get to see a whole lot of it, but from what we did see, it was pretty nice.
I know it's my biggest complaint with the Salt Lake airport is that it's in Salt Lake, and let me explain. I never have to have a layover here. When I'm here, I'm either leaving or coming home. I don't,
You don't
get to
have to
hang
spend
out.
any time there, and it's really nice.
Yeah, it's got really cool restaurants and shops and art, and I don't get to take... I mean, I guess if we go to the airport, 3 hours early for our next adventure, maybe then.
Yeah.
We
But
might have to just to experience
I
it.
know.
it's
So
cool.
that's
Though, when me and Amanda went, my wife, we flew in, or we were flying out. I can't remember. It was midnight. It was a red-eye flight. I think we were leaving Salt Lake and coming here. And we went there really early, and 3 hours early, and we sat down at Squatters. They have a Squatters there. Mm-hmm. And we had dinner and drinks, and it was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so we got on a plane and went the other way. We went to Jacksonville, Florida. And there's no direct flight to Jacksonville.
Because not many people from Salt Lake City are looking to go to Jack's. There's
They
not a lot
really-
of draws.
They really want to go to Orlando because that's where all your Disneys and your Harry Potters and your Universal Studios and all that stuff is.
Yeah, here we just have brown water and homeless people. That's what we have.
And the naval base where you work. That's
yeah, which people
there.
love to come see that.
Well, that's partially why we came to see that.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a issue when we got there.
You mean the thing that I warned you about weeks ago? You're like,
Yeah.
hey, we bought tickets. We're going to do this. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know if you're going to want to do that.
And then we had to.
And then as we were doing it being flying into Orlando and driving to Jacksonville, because what it looks
Which
like
is
on a
2.5
map,
hours.
which is, and it took us longer for some reason. I'm not sure why.
We had two different maps pulled up, and we were each telling her to do different things.
Yeah, Jonesie's in the back
Maybe
seat with
that's the
one
problem.
map, and Mary Claire's in the front seat with a different map.
And I
Don't
told
you
her
think
to
you
do
should
the
pull
right
over
thing.
and synchronize your maps? They should be synchronized.
I'm just driving, and they're telling me, no, go this way, no, go that. At any rate, it
It's
was
the
a mistake.
easiest drive. It's the easiest. You just get on and you go straight for 2.5. That's it.
Yeah,
It's like
well,
driving from Salt Lake to Vegas. You just go
Yeah.
straight.
Well, we managed to screw it up somehow.
It took us 3.5 hours at the least, if not 4.
But we,
But it makes
was
for
almost-
a fun story.
yes, and you were right, and so I get to tell you, you were right about.
I made you say that several
yeah,
times.
so right that we changed our flight coming home.
Yeah, because we were meeting for dinner the night that you got in, and we met in the parking lot, and Jonesie's like, yeah, Mom and Grandma are fighting with the Delta people. So we're
Well, no, we were
just gonna-
fighting with the Delta people. Here's what happened. So I'm driving, and Mary Claire's like, we're not doing this again. We're not flying out of Orlando. This is right after we land. We're changing our plans already. And so she gets out her phone and starts calling Delta to change our flight, our return flight home. And I know there's a problem right away because she gets through to somebody immediately. Like, hello, Delta. No, that when you call
Come
Delta,
on, they didn't sound like it was. Good evening, this is Sanjay with Delta.
Yeah, no, it was
customer service.
It was. It was.
It was. Hello, this is Stacy.
No, it wasn't Stacy. It wasn't Stacy. And Mary Claire even said, "I've never gotten through to Delta so fast." And I'm thinking, this is not. She has not called Delta. There's no way this. And she's giving them flight information and credit card information, and I'm thinking, this is just some guy in a warehouse in New Delhi that's getting all of our information, and it's not going to change, and we're going to be stuck in Florida forever, is what I'm thinking, while I'm driving and she's on the phone. And we pulled up, and I haven't seen you in a couple months, and you're waiting in the parking lot, but I can't even get out of the car to hug you because we're on the phone trying to figure this out.
You're both on you, like you're reading off confirmation numbers, and she's talking to the Indian guy, and you're like.
And she keeps saying, "Are you sure this is Delta?" And he keeps saying, "We're a partner with Delta." And I'm thinking,
Like, no, it's Delta. It's you've reached Delta.
Yeah.
Dilta. Delta.
What it sounded like.
You want Delta? No.
So she hangs up, and she said, "I hope that's right." And she said, "I know I called Delta." And she said, "Here, I'll show you." And she pulls out her phone. Where, and you know how your phone can trick you? Like, if you say, "I'm looking for the number for Delta," and if you aren't looking really close, like at the fine print, it sends you to, and it said, travel buddies or whatever.
It's the ads that come up before the actual website. Yeah.
And so now I'm thinking, oh no, she has given all this information to not
to
Delta.
A stranger. Yeah.
Now, come to find out, who she called was an okay Delta partner. Tweet, tweet. And it changed our flight. But all of that, it interrupted my reunion with you in the parking lot at the brewery in
That really put a damper on that. But again, it's a fun story.
Yeah.
So
we
fun.
went and had a lovely meal.
We did. Mm-hmm. So that meal was pretty uneventful, I think.
That was the least. We just got off the plane. Let's go and have some buffalo wings. That's what you had.
Yeah.
And then go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Which, let's point out, the hotel that you booked. So
What?
You booked your flight to fly into Orlando. And then the hotel that you booked is a block away from the Jacksonville airport.
And you were like, "No, let's go all the way around."
Which was super handy when we left.
Yeah.
This was all our first trial run coming to visit you. Next time we come, I have worked out every kink. There are no kinks left.
Now you know the plan.
We figured it out. Mm-hmm. So, let's see. The first day, what did we do the first day?
Then we went to St. Augustine the next morning.
That's right.
So after you got in, we woke up and went to St. Augustine.
Which is a beautiful, oldest continuously occupied city, I think is how
America.
they... Yeah.
And it's,
1565,
1565, I think, is when it was founded.
Founded on our country's core beliefs.
Uh-oh, here she goes.
Of what? What do they believe?
Here she goes.
Slavery and profit.
Well, yeah, that's what this country was built on. Slavery and profit. Profit, I think that doesn't, that's always been
Most importantly, Jesus preachers. There were quite a few Jesus preachers there.
Yeah,
there were
walking up and
people
down the
with-
streets.
Screaming about the Lord's name.
And they got the technology. They've got the portable PA system with the microphone, so they can walk through the crowds, and they're not stuck on a corner talking about Jesus.
No.
They're
handing out pamphlets.
Yeah.
Well, to get more followers, you have to be mobile and loud. That's how you recruit.
So there were the Jesus people, and then there were the Trump people, and I couldn't figure out if they were if they were the same, like they showed up together, or if they were like competing for attention.
And there was no event going on. It was just a normal
Yeah.
What, Friday, Saturday?
Saturday.
It was a normal Saturday, people out shopping with their families, and you just see like this lady blasting the national anthem or something, running around with a Trump flag, and you're like, what are you doing?
Giant Trump flag.
It's North Florida's Vegas Strip is what that is. And you know, on the Vegas Strip, there's people handing out rap demos. There's people doing somersaults into the pond or what. Like, there's people doing weird things. Yeah.
It was like that, but it was cool. I liked that place.
Yeah.
St. Augustine.
It
was
felt
pretty.
unreal, like it felt staged, but
No,
I
that's what-
appreciated it nonetheless.
That's what Festus is saying. It's like it is a lot like Vegas. Or even like
it's a tourist attraction. But
Yeah.
it is like it's built upon the story of it being the oldest city. So they maintain some of the architecture, like the buildings, and then they turn it into kind of a kitschy little tourist thing.
yeah, there are a bunch of gift shops, of course, with
yeah.
T-shirts, and our favorite T-shirt. And I think we all saw it at different points in the day, and we all pointed it out at different points during the. Do you remember what it said?
That it was my liver was something.
No,
about my liver.
no, it
What
was-
was it?
It was "Shut up, liver, I'm fine."
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Because you're there, you drink. It's you're on vacation.
Shut up, liver, I'm fine. But we all saw it like at different times. Went,
And we're like, all right.
There's another one.
we all experienced it in our own way.
Yeah, which something I think is funny is we saw it hanging up at a shop, and then we saw a person wearing it. So you know what that means? That means that person bought it. One of two things: they bought it there, and then they're like, "I have to put this on right now."
Right now.
So they went to change as they're walking out, which is ridiculous. Or they already had it, and they wore it there, and they're like, "What? That's my shirt."
Last time I came here, I bought this shirt, so this is the shirt I wear when I come back.
It's like a concert T-shirt.
So then, let's see. That night, we went to dinner at the Italian restaurant, right?
It was Carabas, I think. Yeah, I think it was because we went to the lighthouse in St. Augustine.
Oh, that's right.
We saw the lighthouse.
Which you climbed the stairs.
We both climbed to the very tippy top, and you didn't.
Nina,
I was holding the purses. And
So we got
Yep.
T-shirts because we earned it, and
We
you
got matching T-shirts.
did. Yeah, we got matching T-shirts, and you didn't.
no,
You could have been part of the club if you wanted to climb some stairs. I
wasn't
understand
that
you're an
far.
elevator gal.
Yeah, I was remaining seated. I was staying true to the podcast.
She was grandmaing. Let's be honest.
That's true. That's true.
And so, so that was during the day. So then we go to Carrabba's Italian restaurant,
Carabas.
and
Which
It's-
I have heard of. You asked about a place to eat, and I'd heard of it, and I'd heard bad things about it. I heard it was bad service, bad food, bad everything. So I'm like, there's an Italian place we could try.
I thought the food was really good,
The
It was really good.
experience was fantastic, as well as the food.
I had
and
a great time.
the service was good. So let's talk about the service.
The service was outstanding.
So our waitress's name was Sam.
Yay!
And
we love Sam.
Sam was attentive and funny.
She called everyone baby or
Baby,
love.
darling, what you having? And
Sweetheart.
sweetheart, and
Good old Southern hospitality.
your grandmother, Mary Claire, she likes to engage people in conversation, and sometimes that takes us to interesting places.
Because,
And-
there are a lot of different types of characters
Yes.
out there.
And so we had this great meal and with great service and Mary Claire says, "Well, Sam, you're just so happy. You're just a pleasure to be around." And now maybe I might turn it over to you, Festus, for your impression
And
of
she
what
said,
Sam.
she said, well, darling, I wasn't always this happy. I wasn't always this chipper. You know what? I found Jesus. Just a couple of years ago, I found Jesus. You want to know how? Well, when I was 16 years old, 16, I'm 45. When I was 16, I stabbed my boyfriend. Well, my baby daddy's not my boyfriend. It's my baby daddy. I stabbed him. He put his hands on me. I didn't just stab him for no reason. He put his hands on me. And then I went to jail. And you know what? I was going to get sentenced. And then my
Hold on,
grandma
hold on.
had
Let
a
me
vision.
Let me take those.
Okay, do you want to
really
interrupt?
quick?
Okay.
I was gonna be the guy who came
No.
over and grabbed the plates out of her hand while she sat down to talk to us. She goes.
That's true.
She goes,
She's like, I've got to settle in real quick. Jason, you want to take these back for me?
Mark, honey, will you take these back for me? Thank you very much. I'll pay you later. Okay. So, anyways, continue.
And then she did the whole thing about how her grandma said that Jesus would save her.
No, she had a
and get
vision.
her-
She had a vision.
Grandma had a vision, right? How Jesus would get her out of jail, and lo and behold,
She
showed up
served
to
no
the
time.
judge. Served no time. I wrote the judge a letter. They said you got to write them at 8. I wrote 18-page letter, front and back. They front and back, 18 pages. Showed up to the court. Judge said, I'm gonna cut you break. And I got my
Judge
babies
said,
back.
Yeah, she got custody.
And she has a tattoo. What's her tattoo?
John 3:16.
John
right here.
3:16.
John
Amen,
3:16.
sister.
Right here.
Amen.
Amen.
Now, which was lovely that she's sharing this, and it was a lot longer conversation than you guys just
Much
recreated.
longer.
Well, I didn't want to sit here and do the whole thing because then the people don't want to hear that.
It was like 10 minutes, though.
At least we got to eat bread while we listened to it.
Yeah.
So, which was great, and good for her. Gosh, turning her life around and
Going from stabbing people to working in the service industry.
bless her heart.
We knew her for 15 minutes, and she was like, "And I stabbed my boyfriend." We're like,
Uh-huh. As you do.
But so then we're getting ready to pay the bill, and as often happens at the restaurant, she said, "Oh, are you a frequent diner member? Because they keep your points or whatever." And I said, "Oh no, we're from Utah. We're visiting Festus, my son." And by the way, every single restaurant and store we went to,
Everybody asks you if you're military.
every single time, and
Yeah,
I don't
they
know
know.
if that's because of your haircut or the
I think
mustache.
it's a lot of things.
Maybe.
Yeah, this really gives it away, doesn't it?
But every single, I'm not making that up. Right?
Even when we weren't with you at the airport, we got asked, "Oh, are you military?"
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got asked if you were military?
And then mom goes, "Well, my son is in the Navy," and she goes, the Navy. I'll give you a discount anyway."
Yeah, which is great. So
See,
we got
everyone's getting discounts.
we got discounts everywhere. So Sam's like, "Are you a member and frequent diner?" I said, "No, I'm from Utah visiting my son in the Navy." And she said, "Oh, Utah? Well, Utah's pretty good, but you ought to move here to Florida. We got Daddy DeSantis here taking
yeah.
good care of us Floridians. You should move here because he will take care of you."
Yeah.
And
She
then
didn't
I'm,
sell you on it, did she? You're not buying it.
Well, and then I'm thinking, of course my mind goes to, we've been in this restaurant and Sam, bless her heart's been breathing on us for an hour and
Oh yeah, she's been exclamating on our food.
and I was pretty sure before, but now I'm absolutely certain she's not vaccinated.
Of course she wasn't. You think that she is? It's better not to know.
She has Jesus to save her.
Yep.
She don't need no vaccine.
So that was one night.
Which was, I had a great time.
It was wonderful, and she was great. Then next day we went to the naval base where you work, and
Yeah, that's right. We did.
We got a lot of merch, a lot of stuff that says
You got
Navy
your
on it.
swag. You should be wearing it right now. Why aren't you
I
wearing your
know.
Navy
It's
swag?
dirty. It's dirty. I wanted to.
It has airport all over it.
Yeah.
it has Florida all over it.
Yeah.
And we got to go to the beach there, which is like this crazy, beautiful private beach that nobody else can go on because it's part of the naval base.
Yeah. The base is right on the water because the ships have, they go out to sea right from the port there. So, yeah, the beach is only people that have access to the base can get on the beach, which is nice.
But I was surprised there weren't other sailors and their families. It was a Saturday. It was a sunny, beautiful Florida Saturday, and there was nobody else there. It was crazy.
I know. There was like one dude walking his dog, and then the dude came to fish, and that was it.
And then we went to, what's the store called where we bought I called it the gift shop, but it's
The
not a
gift shop.
shop.
It's kind of like
it's
the
the
Navy gift
Nex.
shop. Yeah,
It's
self
the
remembers.
Nex.
It's the next.
Navy Exchange.
Oh, okay.
I know a lot of things.
And
You paid
she,
attention.
Yeah, I did.
And I told her I would buy her, whatever souvenir she wanted, and tell everybody what you picked out of every single possible thing you could have had in there. What did you pick?
Because I am the world's best comedian and I have proof. I got a sweatshirt that says Navy Dad on it.
Navy Dad.
Because
Like
you're not
proud
a dad.
Navy Dad.
This is what she could have just got a regular Navy sweatshirt, but
No, you don't
Because-
get comedy, Mom.
No, yeah, you don't understand.
You don't understand.
Because then people are gonna look at it and be like, "Oh, she's
that-
funny. She's way cooler than I am." Right?
not-
Is
you're
it?
not a
Isn't that
dad.
immediately?
Yeah,
What?
apparent.
Oh, she's so funny.
Yeah.
Because she's not a dad. Get it?
They immediately feel like they can be your friend when they
Oh,
see you wearing
absolutely.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it's a thing.
okay, maybe I'm
She
too
knows how to
old
have
to get
fun.
your kid jokes.
Yeah. So
So we're at the beach, and she's wearing her Navy Dad sweatshirt, and
because I'm funny.
and we're all wearing beach attire. Now, and everything in Jacksonville we've discovered is 45 minutes away.
Yeah, you can't get
Yeah, there's
anywhere because there's
nothing
just
close.
gaps of there's just miles of trees and then dirt and then other things. That's it.
We, when you think, oh, we looked up this restaurant, it's in Jacksonville. Well, it may as well not be because it's 45 minutes away.
Because at Jacksonville, St. Augustine is the oldest city in America. Jacksonville is the second largest
By
in
area,
terms of land mass. Yeah.
it just goes on and on and on. So we had thought we'll go to the beach and then we'll get cleaned up and go to dinner. Well, there was no time for that because dinner was way further away than we anticipated. So Festus and his wife were able to get cleaned up, but we couldn't go back to our hotel. Now, Mary Claire got so excited because she had seen in Jacksonville was one of her favorite restaurants.
The Capitol Grill.
Which, with a name like the Capitol Grill, that sounds like a fairly casual place to me.
And it's
No,
a
no,
chain,
no.
so immediately you're like, okay, so it's a little bit more casual.
It's grill with an E.
All right.
That means it's fancy.
I didn't know that because
That's how you should know.
I didn't see it in writing until we got there. And we're like, we don't have time to change. We're just going to have to go like this. And I'm thinking, well, that's not ideal, but it'll be fine.
It's Jacksonville. Who cares?
Yeah, it's not like they're going to have a dress code.
No.
Until you get there and there is a giant sign,
Multiple giant signs.
almost as tall as you, because I
Yeah,
have a
it's
picture
bigger
of you
than-
standing next to it.
It's bigger than the sign with the restaurant's name on it.
And it says, oh, I should look up what it said. Do you remember what it said?
It says, this is a polite reminder. Formal
Yeah.
dress required. No
No hoodies, undergarments showing, swimwear,
tank
flip-flops.
tops, athletic wear,
Here.
open-toed shoes.
Yeah.
Everything that you had on actually was on the list.
Every single thing I
Yeah.
was wearing.
And I have a picture of her standing next to it.
That can
you
be
know.
our picture for this episode.
Okay. And so I'm like, we can't go in there. It's like nice people dressed up for their anniversary and
I'm wearing a sweatshirt that says Navy Dad and shorts over a wet bathing suit
Yeah.
and flip-flops.
And
And
all
this
these
is
people
not
are in
ideal.
suits. They're
Yeah.
in suits.
it was, and so at least your wife had a leather jacket on, and I'm like, okay, maybe if Jonesy puts that on over the Navy Dad sweatshirt, it kind of maybe will look like.
So the whole meal, you clutched the zipper closed and just had it like this.
Yeah.
So we didn't
And-
get kicked out.
No, we didn't.
And our waitress there was
Sunshine!
Wackadoodle.
her name was Sunshine, which again, it's such a Florida. Are there waitresses named Sunshine anywhere other than
Well, it's
Florida?
a Sunshine State.
I
Mom.
know.
That's
And
true.
here we are. We're sitting at the table in our beach clothes, all sweaty and
Hiding
and,
underneath the tablecloth because we don't want to get in trouble.
And the first thing she says when she comes up to the table is, "Will we be having caviar tonight?" Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah. Then all of us
She
are like,
said that. No, we're not having caviar tonight.
do you have any calamari or French fry?
Something fried?
You have
Something
onion rings? You probably wanted onion rings.
I did.
She would have thrown something in your face if you had asked for onion rings.
She was nice, but I got the sense she was a little off.
She was a little lost.
I think what happened was they saw us walk into the restaurant and they didn't want to kick us out. So, because she told us a couple times, I don't usually wait on tables. I'm a bartender. I think they pulled her out from the bar and said, "You go wait on those hillbillies."
Because there was no, it was early. It was 5 o'clock. It
was their
wasn't like
first
it was
table.
so busy and it was like their last resort. It was like the first table there.
It was like,
So
hey,
they-
Sonny. Hey, Sonny.
Yeah,
Get the Hicks.
this one's yours.
And I was just super uncomfortable the whole time.
I thought it was hilarious.
Which I thought was funny. Exactly.
Yeah. Ma,
I
you
wasn't
were in-
actually uncomfortable. I laugh at uncomfortable situations. Nothing about it made me uncomfortable.
Well, you had cleaned up. You were wearing a shirt with a collar and buttons on it, and
Mom, I was wearing jeans and a shirt with fish on it. My shirt had marlins on it.
they're Marlins with American flags. Mm-hmm. But you still were a little more put together than the rest of us.
And Amanda
mean-
was beautiful.
She did.
She knew what to do, but
She
the rest
did.
of us were at a
Well,
loss.
Mommy, you were wearing your uniform, though.
my black
You were wearing
T-shirt,
your
and
black T-shirt and your jeans.
which is not good Florida wear. I'll just say that right now.
No, why not?
It's not. Nobody in Florida is wearing black T-shirts and jeans every day.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's one place you don't want to stand out.
No. So that was that night, and then the next day we went to.
This is the day you were leaving, I think.
Yeah, and you said you can't leave Florida without going to.
The #1 tourist attraction on TripAdvisor, the Caddyshack Ranch,
Which is
the wildlife sanctuary. It's like the Tiger King, but it's better because it's clean.
now Jonesie was a little nervous, not
Because
nervous.
that's how you constantly described it, and I was like, well, I don't know, I won't be giving my money to this place. But then we got there, and they were all rescued. Like this was, it was like animals rescued by the federal government, and they put them. Yeah.
Some
Yes.
of them said
It's
that.
not the federal government.
Some of them said that.
Some of them were like, this animal was rescued from a private residence by the federal government and placed in our care. As in, like, the government looked at that place and was like, yes, you can take care of them.
There were a couple
Or-
of them that said that.
Did you not
Or
read the
this,
plaques?
This place made a plaque and didn't ask the government if it was okay. And none of that happened. They just wrote words on a plaque.
You
and
think
put
they
it-
just made it up?
I don't know if the government. I mean, it was Mom. There was a trailer out front. Like it's
I know we pull
those
up,
people lived there. I don't.
but some of them said, from a private, rescued from a private resident, private zoo, private owner, private. They seemed like they were taking good care of them. I thought.
The guy that worked there had a green ponytail.
But he was so nice.
He was very nice. He was also a veteran.
Yeah, and you guys bonded? You guys had a little chat?
We did.
Yeah, here's how that went. So he works at the Caddyshack Ranch.
Manning
And-
the cash register.
And he said what every single person said when we would get up to a cash register. Oh, are you military? Yes, military. And he said, oh, what branch? And you said Navy. And he said, me too. What did he say he was?
He was something on a submarine.
A
He worked on
nuke.
submarines.
He was
yeah.
a nuke. And he said that was a mistake.
Yeah, going on submarines was the worst thing for my career. And I'm like, yeah, you're in a metal tube under the water.
Well,
There's
that.
not much you can do from there.
Well, that. And he said, and you said, oh, really? And he said, well, look where I work now.
Like, look, this is my life. And they don't get paid either. They're volunteers actually. So he probably
Yeah.
has a worse job.
But like they had the lion that has cerebral palsy. They're
Yeah.
they're given. He would be killed in the wild if he was out there.
I'm
It
sure they
wasn't
love
as
on
bad as I
him.
thought.
No, it was nice, wasn't? And they're putting
It
in
was
new
nice.
cages.
Yeah, they had these really big cages being built, and like some of them I think were in temporary cages, which is why they were so small.
Yeah.
Cages
Again,
sounds
optimism.
So yeah,
This is how she got herself to go inside.
Good. I'm proud of you. I wish you would have gotten a T-shirt.
I have several pictures of you in the T-shirt. You love that
Yep.
T-shirt.
That's a great T-shirt.
Well, it was a great trip. I'm very proud of myself for going.
I'm sorry. I apologize that I allowed you to come.
No,
I should have said no.
No, now that I've done it, it will be easier to do next time. I'm saying you, my darling son, are the only thing that could have gotten me to do that during this pandemic.
And we have some good memories because of it.
Yes, we do. And as I came back and woke up with a fever the next day.
I'm sure that's exactly what you had in your nightmares. That's exactly what you thought would happen.
And I went and got one of the at-home COVID tests because I was just sure that Florida had given me COVID. Because, by the way, there's no COVID in Florida. You must be so happy there's no COVID there at all.
It's a little oasis.
People are acting like it's just not. There's not a thing wrong. There are no masks anywhere. There's
Some
no
of the
personal
employees,
space.
sometimes employees of the restaurants we went to would wear it just under their chin. Just right there.
That's the furthest we ever saw.
Yeah, it doesn't really make it up over the nose, but
it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts.
It's nearby.
But I was just sure that Florida had given me COVID. But Florida just gave me. I think I had a little Florida bug.
It's a Florida hangover.
Yeah.
Well, I was fine.
You were fine. I had a fever for a day and felt crummy, but I'm totally fine now. So.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I would have felt. You know how bad I would have felt if this is what did it. If this is what gave you COVID.
I've been so careful until now. Well, we had a wonderful time, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
We will be back. And we will be back on this podcast. We're going to do it weekly. That was one of the promises we made to ourselves while we were there. So,
At dinner.
I don't know if Sam or Sunshine heard us talking about that, but if Jonesy and I were actually talking about, we don't know what topics we should discuss coming up, and that we should throw it out to friends of Remain Seated. So how can people get a hold of us and let us know what they would like us to discuss?
You can follow us and tweet us at Remain Seated Pod, same on Instagram, or you can email Gina at x96.com.
No. Don't get up. I haven't figured out how to do this in a smooth way. So here we go. Bye.